Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be, on this day 4. Am I right? Day 4 of this World Cup. Day 4 of this World Cup, where we thought, after day 1, we thought, we're waiting for it to kick off. Day 2, we thought, okay, this is getting tasty. Day 3 went wild yesterday. As you guys know, we went through 4 games, and we could have spent all night talking about those 4 games because that's how intriguing they were. Today, I'd say was on a par, maybe, guys, because I don't know about you guys. I woke up in the morning and I saw the fixture list, and I thought, yeah, this is going to be a good day for the World Cup. I'm telling you, the World Cup took place. People, ladies, gentlemen, you're very, very welcome. Thank you very much. People are saying, people are blaming the team about late. Like they're saying, Grizz, will the show start on time or the boys not wiped into shape? I say blame Michael, but Michael's fairly new, so we can't go too harsh on him, but we had to wait for Michael. You know, Michael, what time is it where you are again? Remind us again where you are.
It's 11:15 p.m.
There you go.
You gotta respect. Come on, guys.
You gotta respect that. You gotta respect the hustle, man. Come on, man. The hustle. You know what I mean? 11:15 p.m. And Michael's a busy man as well. I'm assuming you watched all of the games, or most of the games, or two of the, how many games?
Watched all the games and gave reactions to all the games.
That's what I'm talking about, people. This is why you're tuned in, because we have got not only in-depth analysis, but we got people that watched every second of every single game.
Grizz, I'll tell you this. When it was Argentina-Saudi Arabia yesterday, I told my boss I am not feeling the greatest, and I left work early.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Diego says can't stay for the stream because I'm about to go play football. Yo, what time is it where you watching playing football, man? 9 p.m. Okay, fair enough. Big up the panel and I'll tune in later. Much respect. Smash a like before you go. Smash the likes. That's what I'm talking about. People are saying, Grizz, you were spot on about Sule. People, we're going to talk about Sule and how Bilal bigs up these German players and all these players. Yeah, man, you big.
We'll get into it because when it comes to certain man in that German defense, I've been watching one guy in particular, and he's.
Well, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Eunice says I'm half Moroccan, so let's make a deal. You beat Croatia heavily, we beat Belgium heavily, and we just draw our last game. Hope to have Croatia and Belgium draw though. We got so many things to get into. Of course, I got Bilal joining me, Noor joining me as well. Hope you two are good. You know what? Look at your back screens and your, whatever you call them, green screens, man. We're moving up in the world, boy.
We're trying.
Exactly, we're trying to up the production.
Damn right. And there's me. My Wi-Fi is bugging for the last 2 days, and you guys are upping some production, man, levels. But it is what it is, man. You got to teach me these things, man. You got to teach me this. No, you're one looking Chris, so I'm gonna come to you first, bro.
Yeah.
I woke up early. I'm not gonna lie. I was looking forward to this game. People were saying this is gonna be a drab 0-0. It ended up 0-0. But for me personally, I didn't find this drab. I found it intriguing. I found it a clash of styles, a clash of tempos. You know, a clash of continents, of course. You know, we know this. This is what World Cup's about, where Europe meets Africa, you know, and stylistically, you know, you have to take all this into consideration. Call me a footballing geek, but for me, that was an interesting 0-0. How did you find it?
I found the first half not too interesting, but the second half it started picking up a little bit where both teams knew the severity of of the game or drawing where it may lead to, so they started to pick it up a bit in the second half. However, I don't know, like what is it with Croatia? It looks like they're like an aging squad that they've got that's like, you know, becoming stale at the moment, and so I thought Morocco will be able to beat them or use their youth and the enthusiasm to just get over the line. It's kind of like what we saw with Saudi Arabia yesterday. And what we saw with Japan today, give them a good fight, a good game, and then show them that you're about. But I don't know, I didn't see that too much, so it was kind of a little disappointing on my end.
Bilal, we spoke about before the game yesterday. We were talking about sort of the midfield of Croatia, the class of that Croatian midfield, the what's the word? What's the word they use, man? You know, like when they never die almost. Like, you know, it's like legendary. It's like
Ageless, just the synergy, everything.
ageless midfield.
Timeless, whatever word you wanna use.
Timeless midfield, all of that. But we also touched upon the lack of pace in the Croatia team as well, and we said that will possibly be a hindrance to them, because the technical side of it, they're on point, but you could tell there was nothing getting behind this Moroccan team, was there?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think we touched on it last night. Even you just look at the way the Croatia team set up, the midfield is beautiful. That's close to maybe perfect you can get in terms of a balance in the three in the midfield. But then the attacking three, they're like Kramaric, Perisic, Vlasic. You know, you're not scared. Let's keep it real. Like, even Perisic, as much as he tries, man, how old is he now? Like, the guy is playing left wing back a lot of the time. Sometimes he's playing left wing. He's had a great career. He's a marvelous player, 100%. But that doesn't fear any defense, I don't think, when you've got those kind of attackers there. So I'm not surprised that it was 0-0. And that's a question for Croatia in the future games. Like, how are they going to start scoring goals? Is it going to have to be the midfielders really getting into the game and really doing absolutely everything for them? Or can the attackers find a way to, you know, do something by themselves, really? So I think that's a question for Croatia. But apart from that, they're not going to be an easy team to beat. Even the goalkeeper pulling off a lot of saves, you know, the defense, it's always going to be strong.
Solid,
you know? Yeah, solid is Croatia. It's always going to be solid. The midfield solid. Everything's solid. But is there that X factor maybe just to push them over the line?
Yeah, that's what was needed, wasn't it, Michael? Just that final pass, final shot, someone to get behind. Kramaric wasn't effective. Vlasic was totally, oblivious. Like, I didn't even notice him much on the pitch. Perisic tried, and obviously Modric was just Modric. I mean, every touch of his just a poem, isn't it? I when I watch him play football, I just want to just smile at the screen like a kid. Honestly, he makes me just smile every time I watch him play. I want to say I want to say ooh, I want to say hey. You know what I mean? Because that's what he brings when you watch Modric play. But he needs runners. He needs penetrative attackers. He needs pace. He's got that with Vinicius and Rodrigo when he plays, and Valverde when he plays for Madrid. He hasn't got that at national level, right?
Yeah, exactly. And this game was very tactically interesting because when Morocco didn't have possession, they just said, all right, try and break us down. We're going to be in a 4-5-1. We'll leave En-Nesyri back at the halfway line, and you try and break us down. And I thought defensively, Morocco didn't give them any chances. I think the only chance I can remember Croatia really, really having was Vlasic in the first half with the shot. Other than that, you could say Morocco had the better chances in this game. With Mazraoui with one chance, I think Sofiane Boufal with another one. But the biggest question mark I have with Croatia heading into this tournament, yes, they have a good defense. They have a great midfield, shaky goalkeeper. It's the attackers. I don't trust Kramaric. Like, he's a good number 10 as a striker. No, he's had a terrible season with Hoffenheim so far. And then if you look at the bench, they don't really have any impact subs. Like Orsic maybe, yeah, but at a striker, there isn't anybody because they have either Petkovic or Budimir, and Budimir is just terrible. So that's going to be the big question mark for Croatia. Where are the goals going to come from? And that was a similar question mark we had about them last Euros as well. Like, where's the goals going to come from? And then I think for Morocco, Mazraoui looks like he's done for the tournament, by the way. I don't think it looks good, they said. So he might be done, which is not the greatest thing because, I mean, when you have two fullbacks like that, you have a different dimension to your game. I think what Morocco need to do next time is get Hakimi more involved in the attack. You saw whenever he got on the ball and was able to take on the Croatian defenders, he created a chance every single time. Overlapping with Ziyech, it was beautiful to see, but they just didn't do it enough. I think they were a little bit passive, and they didn't want to lose the game, which is understandable. It's the first game of the tournament. Yeah, it's the first game of the tournament, and you're going up against World Cup finalist Croatia, and you get a point. I think Morocco will be very happy with it. They go up against Belgium. Hey, with the way Belgium looked today, I would put on Morocco maybe winning that match.
We're gonna get onto that. Let's not jump ahead. Let's talk about this Morocco rearguard action. I tweeted earlier. I tweeted. How do you say his name, Michael?
Aguerd, I think it is.
Yeah.
Aguerd and Roman Saiz, the ex-Wolves player. Aguerd, obviously at West Ham now. Two of the best centre backs that won't be talked about in this World Cup. complement each other really well. Saïs really good at reading the ball, on the ball, and Aguerd, man, so good on one-on-one duels, man. People have been telling me about this guy, but he was solid, mean, aggressive. The combination that we always look for in a partnership: one reader of the game, one aggressive guy. I'm telling you, they had to put in a shift today, and you know what? I don't think they gave. I mean, I don't know. Did you guys see Croatia create any massive, huge chances? I think they were on point today.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Bono, the goalkeeper. Can't forget about him. He's an excellent goalkeeper.
Of course. Sorry. Of course. Definitely.
Exactly. Yeah. So these two, that's why I was a little bit more disappointed with Morocco rather than Croatia, because I knew that Croatia were an aging squad and they didn't have the pace to get in behind. So I thought that Morocco could actually take advantage of this, because those two centre backs can handle whatever was up front for Croatia. So it was all up to the attack and the midfield to try and do something in the game and become a little bit brave, like we were talking about during the England versus Iran. This is the time to try and make a name for yourself at a World Cup. To try and nobody's expecting Morocco to do anything, so the pressure should be off and they should have just went for it. But however, that's why I was a little bit disappointed. But however, yeah, it's not too bad of a result. It's a 0-0, so there's a lot more to go.
Yeah, I mean, look, like Michael says, Bilal, it's difficult to go gung-ho in the first game, especially when you know what's at stake. Especially when you know what's at stake, and especially when you don't know the result of the other game. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So you have to kind of play it safe. It's natural human instinct. Croatia have got the pedigree. So whether we like it or not, Croatia have got some pedigree, man. Last couple of tournaments, people know when you look at that midfield, you know you're up for a game. They've got old Degzi Lovren at the back. I don't know how he's playing international football still, but he is. The much talked about Gavidal. So many big teams want him. I think it was a fair result. I know what Noor's saying, but it's difficult for a team like Morocco to take the game like that to a team that's got pedigree, right?
I think for me, if you're Morocco, you look at that, it's a great point, because before the tournament and we looked at that group, I'm pretty sure most of us had Croatia finishing top. So despite all of the negatives, we say Croatia don't have an attack, but just based on their experience, their quality in midfield, we've always thought, Croatia should finish top. So if you're the manager going into that game, first match, it was Morocco, and you're probably, let's say, in most people's eyes, not mine, because I had them second, but in most people's eyes, you're probably third. At a chance, you could maybe qualify for the next round. So first game against Croatia, you get a point and you take that. I like Michael's point as well about Hakimi, because if you just go back to AFCON, recent AFCON that Morocco was playing in, and Morocco had no structure really, and they had no ideas of what they were really doing. The team was horrible, but the one shining light every single game was Hakimi. Hakimi in the attack, when he gets further forward, is an absolute problem. Doesn't matter what system you play him in, what manager he has, he's a top player, he's their best player. So you need to get him more involved. But of course, will that, that could risk, the defense a little bit and that side of the game. But they need to be more adventurous with him. And the defenders that they have, Saïs and Aguerd, they're good centre-backs. For me, Saïs, very aggressive centre-back. Sometimes I always feel like, he plays on the edge where he could give away a penalty at a random time. He's done it. I've seen him do it.
Bilal, every single Moroccan played on the edge today. Guys, did you notice that? Every single player, and none more so than Amala and Amrabat in midfield. They were like Trojans in there. The intensity of their press, Michael, was insane. I was thinking they cannot keep this up for 90 minutes, and Modric is going to pick off a pass, Perisic is going to make a run, or one of the subs that comes on, fresher sub, is going to pick them off. But you know what? Credit to them. They went 90 minutes, obviously extra time as well, 95 minutes plus, with the same intensity. Their fitness levels was a special thing to see, right?
Yep, and I think they fed off the crowd, because that crowd, the game wasn't in Qatar. It was in Casablanca. That crowd was amazing. Honestly, I wish I was there, because I mean, Moroccans, Tunisians, Saudis, they're all making so much noise at this World Cup. It's beautiful to see. But look, I think Morocco realized, okay, if we just eliminate the midfield for Croatia, they're not going to win this game. And they did that. Like, okay, yes, Modric had good spells and Brozovic as well, but did they have really an impact where they created a massive opportunity for one of the forwards? No. So they executed their tactics spot on, just like Saudi Arabia did against Argentina. This is a very tactical World Cup at the moment. It's not individual quality. It's about getting your tactics right in the first game, build upon that, and then for the second game, get the win, and then qualify to the round of 16. That's what I think a lot of teams are preparing themselves at this phase in the World Cup. But yeah, Morocco, I think they played an excellent game. It's just now you have to get Hakimi more involved in the attack. That's the main thing.
We've got a couple of super chats I want to get through. Ash says, how slow-paced would Croatia versus Belgium be? Spot on, bro, Ash. Croatia, we're going to come on to Croatia later. Belgium later, because that was the last game. We're going to go on to the second game now. But Croatia was very slow-paced. Morocco had the pace, had the tenacity. I just don't think they had... Is it fair to say they didn't have that class or cutting edge at the end? Like, they were very... Out of possession, they were very aggressive, very good, very structured, very strong. But in possession, they didn't have that composure to finish off a couple of transitions, right?
Yeah, and I mean, prime example is the substitute. What was his name again? Oh, man. I think it's Eze Abde, the number 16 on the left wing. Remember when he was doing the ghost move that he did? He forgot the ball.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a calamity. Absolute calamity. That was terrible.
Do you know what it is?
Go on.
You know what it is? I'm going to go back to that bravery. You said composure. But sometimes you need to be a little bit brave in that final third, which I don't think they were. They were like a little bit hesitant to, as you said, maybe scared of what Modric could do if Croatia broke on them. But if they just had that little bit of the bravery, they could have come away with a win, or at least scored a goal.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But again, I genuinely think Morocco think it's going to be very tight. So kind of every point counts. Do you know what I mean? I think they think they're in the picture. There's no, as we said below, like there's no clear, like, have you got the table for this group? Or shall we look at, well, let me read this super chat out. Germany says, AFC Max, shout out AFC Max, big up yourself, bro. He says, Germany, and then he laughs. I think we all laughed. Who would have thought one Arsenal player, one ex-Arsenal playing for Japan was the reason why Japan won the game? And put some respect on Tomiyasu and Asano name. Come on, you Gunners. Yo, we're going to come on to that game, AFC Max, very, very shortly. But this game, 0-0, I think it was a fair reflection in the end. They both take 1 point each, and I think they keep moving, and they both think they're in it. That's what you... Look, after the first game, you don't want to have 0 points. We know things can change very quickly. Some groups are really, really tight, man. Obviously, we're going to go on to the Belgium-Canada game, but we know it's tight, man. Like, I think Canada is the only ones that, like, I couldn't call this group, put it this way, even though Belgium are on top with a very uncomfortable win we're going to come on to, but I can't call this group, so I think it's cool. What was the next game? Because by now I was like, okay, that was intense. But let's get on to the next game, because four games in a day is hard work for us content creators, man. It's not easy. People, 100%. Everyone is welcome here. Like, comment, subscribe. He's right. Everyone is welcome. Give us your opinions. Tell us what your team is, who you backing, who exciting you so far, who's not living up to reputation so far. Smash a like, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. Thank you very much, Sleeping Dragon, as well. Next game, bro.
Main event. Main event.
This is where... This was world... Look, I tweeted, this has the makings of a little firecracker. And you see the game start off, right? And in the first couple of transitions, this is what we all said to a man, that Germany have got the technical side of things to a T. But if they're lazy on the ball, or if they get caught on the ball, probably not many teams better in world football. In world football, with the speed and dynamism on the transition. And no, that's what we saw, didn't we? In the first opening 10 minutes, they couldn't quite polish it off, but you could see it put Germany on the back foot for about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Like one thing I said before the game to some close friends of mine was that if Germany doesn't take this game seriously, they could get like a slap on the face. And you saw, like, as the game proceeded, you saw that they were just having chance after chance, and this is where you become a little bit like a little bit clinical, where you got to be clinical and you got to step on the throats of your opponents. And Germany didn't do that. So they let Japan slowly start getting back into the game. And with Japan, they're very direct, they're fit, they're fast, and they can start to give teams a problem on the transition, and which they gave Germany, because Germany is not like extremely young at the back, or like with Sule especially playing at the right back. It was like shocking. It was I don't know if you guys tell me, yeah, Germany looked like they thought that this game was a walk in the park for me.
Do you think
they had a bit of arrogance in them, and they thought that Japan won't come out the way they did?
I'm shocked at seeing what's this guy doing with 5.8. What is this website? I need to write to the people on this website. What the fuck is this, people? Like, did we watch? Did we? Oh, no. That's not. No, he's my boy. I'm not having that. I'm not having that rating. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree. Yeah, Musiala was the. Oh, that's horrendous. People in the chat. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's like,
no goal, no assist, man. That's what it is with these websites.
Do you know what it is? You know that whoever gave that rating is basically looking purely at stats and not really watching the game, because you got to like combine the two. And if you're just looking at stats, then you say, yeah, this guy didn't really have an influence in the game. But if you look at the game and how he was, dictating that, and how many times he turned the Japanese midfield was crazy. Like, I don't understand.
No, man, this is a travesty of justice, Bilal. I mean, I'm not gonna, as I said, I'm not gonna repeat what I said about Musiala in pre-season before the end of the season. But for me, he was absolutely the dominant player on both sides in that opening half. He was fantastic, man. This guy oozes class. But I want to give Michael. I want to let Michael speak on Musiala later on. I want you to speak on Sule. Now, I mean, I don't know. What do you want to say about this guy? This guy is like, for me, I've said it and I've said it again and I'll say it again. For me, he's the German Harry Maguire. He's better than Harry Maguire, but he's the equivalent. He's the equivalent. Why is this guy playing him at right back in the modern day age and era? Don't get me wrong. He tried to make it a back three. Like, he didn't go forward so many times. Sule was inverted a little bit, and then Rumours was playing like a left winger almost on the left side. Yeah, so I get that aspect of things, but you're isolating Sule against I can't remember the brother's name on the left. It was the one that from Real Sociedad, Kubo,
yeah.
And all of these guys, bro, man, what's this guy doing?
Schüller is a win.
Hansi Flick. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing. Is he confused? What's going on?
I don't know what it is. You know what it is? Because the other option was Timo Kehrer. I said yesterday, why don't you play Kimmich there? Yeah. Kehrer definitely would not play him there. But Schüller as well is not a great option in that position as well. I'd rather him probably play centre-back and stick Rudiger. You go full-back, and Rudiger probably do a better job in those positions. But then again, if you end up, I know you put the Dortmund combination, though, Schüller and Schlotterbeck, and if you watch these guys play, even for club and for country, especially Schlotterbeck, I've seen him switch off so many times. He always has these moments where he just like completely concentration's gone. Someone's in behind, the goal's conceded, and I feel like you've let down the team. The defense for me of Germany, it's a massive weakness. And for me, if you're a progressive coach, just put Kimmich at right back, play another midfielder in midfield, and then try to dominate the ball.
Kimmich is one of the best DMs in world football. You cannot take him out of that midfield. Look how much we cry about Trent moving into midfield. Now we're asking a quality, world-class DM in Kimmich, and we want him to be put to right back. It doesn't make sense, especially if your system is not based on your creativity coming from your fullbacks, like Germany's very much isn't. Because when you got likes of Gnabry, Musiala, and Havertz and these guys, you're expecting the creativity and penetration to come from them, not from your fullbacks.
I hear that, but obviously Kimmich could come inverted, could play in the midfield, could join up in the build-up of the team. And if a manager is willing to do that and sacrifice maybe having a proper, boxed up and down right back, which they don't even have anyway, just play Kimmich, in my opinion. That's what I would do if I was a manager. With those options that they have, I think you have to play him. You have to play him there. You don't really have a choice.
This is what you're suggesting. Could have played Kimmich right back and Goretzka in the middle.
Yeah, I'm not sure how fit Goretzka is. Maybe there's a fitness issue there. I'm not too sure. Maybe that's an issue. But yeah, you got Kimmich right back, Goretzka and Gundogan in the middle. Already, it's looking a lot better, in my opinion.
Michael, I saw you nodding when Noor was saying about the arrogance German showed. And Isan, my brother, Isan again, he's saying, Grizz, the Germans were too arrogant and underestimated the Japanese and paid the price. I think this will be the theme of this World Cup. I saw you nodding in disagreement about that. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think the approach from the Germans was, I don't know, what was it? What happened?
I honestly, for the first 60 minutes, Germany completely dominated the game.
Oh, yeah.
They should have been up 3-0. They just were not clinical. And they paid the price for it. That's why I don't think it was arrogance. It's Japan. They had quality subs. Like, look at the subs that Japan brought on, and you thought, my God, how are these guys not starting for the team? That was the difference. Moriyasu got his subs right, and then Hansi Flick, some of his subs he just didn't, and that I think was the difference in this game. But man, you know what's even funnier? Ritsu Doyan and Asano, these two players play in the Bundesliga for Freiburg and Bochum.
Well, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Let's not jump there now. We're gonna build up to it because I want your opinion on the penalty in the first half. So look, there's been a few contentious decisions. It's always gonna split opinion.
Yeah.
What do you think? Would you think
I think that's 50-50, to be honest. I've seen those given and seen those not given. So I think today was the day, you know what, we're going to give this penalty. We're going to give Gundogan a goal. And it's funny enough, Argentina and Germany, they both had a penalty to go up 1-0 in the game, and they both lost 2-1.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Because they didn't deserve it, maybe.
Yeah, so I think it was a penalty, to be honest.
See, I disagree. Here we go. We have the first disagreement. Let's see what the other two think. So this is my take on the penalty. I think he's very unlucky because the first phase of the incident, the phase was it was two phases of one incident. So the first phase of the incident, he doesn't actually touch him and the German player dives. When the German player dives, he catches him. So obviously the German player falls over and the goalkeeper has not inadvertently, clumsily goes into him. And that is where it's deemed the foul. But if he didn't dive in the first place, he wouldn't have got that foul. That's why I think he was very unlucky. That's my take.
I half agree with you, Grizz, because he dived and there should have been a booking and then there shouldn't be a penalty. However, the goalkeeper, I don't think he was clumsy. The guy fell to the ground and he thought, let me take advantage while he's at the ground to get the ball. And he suddenly gets up and then there's the clash there because the keeper wasn't expecting him to quickly jump up.
How you've described it, which part are you disagreeing with me?
Because you said the keeper was clumsy. I don't think he was clumsy. I think he was just...
No. I agree.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't think... I think the collision had to be called clumsy. I don't think the keeper could have done anything to get out of his way.
Exactly.
For the second thing.
Exactly.
So are you saying it's not a penalty then?
I think it's not a penalty. Yeah, it shouldn't.
I don't think it's a penalty as well.
Yeah.
Bilal, are you going to level this up or are you saying it's a penalty?
I didn't think it as well, but the problem is when the keeper sticks his leg out, he gives the referee a decision to make. And once you do that, and there's VAR, it's a penalty.
Did he stick his leg out? I thought he just kneed him on the bum.
No, he stuck his leg out. I'm pretty sure he stuck his leg out fully. And then by the time the German player cuts back in, or back out rather, and he falls, it's hard. It's hard. The referee's looking at that like, if you watch it slow-mo over again, you're going to look at that and be like, okay, penalty. You know what I mean?
Did the referee give it first time, isn't it? He wasn't asked to change it.
Yeah. But I'm saying if you look at it again and again, you even come to the conclusion that it's a penalty. Even people, obviously, there's VAR
I think if from a referee, if you saw it in live, you'd think penalty.
Yeah.
But if you watch it back, the guy tries to take advantage of the first movement of the keeper because he comes out. The keeper doesn't need to come out, and he's clumsy in the first part.
Yeah.
But he doesn't touch him.
He's waiting for it. He's waiting because he went back. He can't score. Like at that point, it's going to be difficult for him to get a proper shot off and score a goal. He's looking for the penalty.
What does the chat think, man? Let us know what you think, guys, because I'm not sure. And these guys have split us 2-2. Big up Sib guy says Salam goes from Kashmir, 3 a.m. here. There was City fans still waiting for your podcast. That's much love and respect. Humbled. Thank you very much. Look, why are you saying my name and laughing? Like, expand, innit? Like, do you agree or disagree? Are you taking the piss? Subliminals, man. Like Riddler. Why are you talking in riddles? I know that's your name, but talk to me, B. The rest of you, like, smash, subscribe. Okay, if you're saying that's a penalty, I think it was a bit harsh. But come second half, I think it was a matter of time before we thought Germany are missing chance after chance here, Noor. There was a lot of chances. The keeper was making some serious saves. There was last-ditch tackles going in. And you knew, one thing we knew, or I knew anyway, Japan ain't tiring anytime soon.
Exactly. You know, those chances, you know, you guys say it was because it was not clinical or because they were unlucky. I don't think they were unlucky. I think they were thought that we've got this because sometimes, you know, when you play football and you underestimate the team, you kind of take your chances for granted. You're like, yeah, I'll score the next
We'll get another one. We'll get another one. Yeah,
exactly. When you get that mindset, it's so dangerous because what Japan did was you didn't take advantage of your dominance and you thought that you had it in the bag. And then Japan made some crucial substitutions. One of them being Minamino. When I shouted to you lot in the group, I was like, Minamino does those penetrative runs all the time and he never gets tired of
They all look like they were making penetrative runs.
But yeah, and so like I was surprised that Minamino wasn't starting, but then he kept on making the Germans move. Like you got to make a decision here. And for their first goal, I think, look, Thingy, what's his name? Neuer is a great goalkeeper, yeah. But I think he should be catching and holding that. No way he should be palming that to someone else in the middle of the goal. For me, I said it to you, look, Alisson would have caught that and held it. And then nobody would make a big deal out of it because he makes those type of saves look so easy all the time.
See, I'm disagreeing again. I know we agreed on the penalty one, but yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not one of these guys that because you agreed with me, I'm going to agree with you back. Right? I think Neuer was magnificent. Like that save he made just before that, I wouldn't call that a goalkeeping error. Michael, I don't know your thoughts on that, but I'm going to find out now.
I don't think he could have caught that, to be honest. Yeah. I think it was too close of a range. But he's got to parry that away from danger. He parries it straight down the middle. He knows what is the number one rule when you're a footballer or a goalkeeper? Or you don't give the ball away down the middle. Always down the side. And what happened? Right there. A goal for Doyan, who was, I think, on the field for 4 minutes. But Japan before that goal were already creating chances. Like Neuer, like you said, Neuer made a brilliant save where Sakai then blazed it over the bar. There were the warning signs, and Germany were not alert, and defensively, they were exposed. Big time. So, I mean, you just got to give credit. Like, Moriyasu, tactically as well, he played 5 in the back. He played 4-3-3. He played 4-4-2, all in the second half. He changed it all the time. Ito, the right winger, played a striker, Cam, all in the second half. It was brilliant to watch from his perspective because he has been criticized a little bit for his tactical approach from the Japanese media. But today, I mean, look at the subs.
This is what I was going to say. This is what I was going to come to. I think the key substitutions was in terms of what Germany done wrong. You know, they balanced it. It was sort of it was overridden by Japan what they done right. So he takes, you know, Gundogan off, which was. I mean, Gundogan was not controlling it, but you could see he's the one that brings assurance to this team. Musiala, I didn't understand myself. Again, it is what it is, you know. But when they made those, I mean, obviously, Bilal, you was only interested in Tomiyasu coming in. You know, was you a bit surprised that he's not starting?
No. I don't know. I don't think he's fully fit. Like even before he left to the World Cup, he didn't play for Arsenal for a couple of games, I think. So yeah, I thought he wasn't even going to play. I thought when I saw him on the bench, I thought, okay, maybe he's not going to come on today. But when he comes on, even a half-fit Tomiyasu, I told you guys yesterday, the man's a machine. I told you,
he's a machine.
One-on-one, he's Arsenal's best centre-back or defender, or right, wherever he is. You know, he's a centre-back. He's just a defender. He's just a defender, the purest sense of the word. And yeah, not just him. The Dovans, Asano. And you know what's interesting about all of this? I know I think people come into this point about Germany maybe being arrogant about Japan, but I don't get that sense because Germans understand Japanese players. How many Japanese players play in the Bundesliga? How many, Japanese have got a lot of connections with the German, FA, with
reputation.
the German...
Reputation.
Yeah, exactly. They know. Even I think
they
Hansi
know.
Flick, even before the game, said he's a big fan of Japanese football. So they're not coming from a place of arrogance. But the thing with the Japanese players, not just Tomiyasu, who can play multiple positions or just tactically intelligent. A lot of these players, man, can interchange, can get into different positions. And that's why the manager can start switching up his system every second and just get you confused. And for me, if you've got that in your locker and you've got players with energy and they're willing to fight, and that's that goal, that second goal for Asano's goal, it's a joke. The touch,
before I come to the second goal, we've spoken about the first goal, but everybody's asking about this guy.
The little
Grizz, that was just for memes. It was just for memes.
Okay, so it's for memes. What's our views on this, all right? Because we've just spoken about arrogance and we've spoken about Germans not focusing on the task in hand. If you're a manager, guys, I want you to be... No, I'm serious. If you're a coach and he's your main centre-back, because he was awesome.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
He treated them like little kids.
And he was.
Young. He was bullying them. He was harassing them. He was in their head. They're trying to run him. They couldn't run him. Up until that, it was a wrap. Rudiger was in his flip-flops. But man suddenly started doing some next shit just at that point. And for me, it was mocking. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Maybe some people are going to say, oh, yo, Grizz, allow it, man. It's the game and he's entertaining. He's taking, it's for memes. He's having joke. He's comfortable on the pitch. But you're not. It's 1-0. And Japan have got in here and there. I don't know, man. Who wants to jump in? I'm not sure. I want one of you to decide for me either way to how to look at this. Am I getting OTT? Am I doing a Grinch one? Am I too much?
You're not, Grizz, and I'll tell you why. Yeah? I told you that there's like Rudiger's one of the older players in that squad, right? He should be one of the leaders. And when one of the leaders is displaying that type of
what is it?
For me, it's arrogance. He's displaying that arrogance. That then it spreads throughout the whole team. It's like it's light, and if your leader or one of the leaders in the dressing room is doing that, then the younger players are not going to take it seriously, and so it sends a bad message. For me, Rudiger was absolutely crazy, and like if I was the manager, I would be like full time. I would be going in at him specifically, until they learn that this kind of shit should not go on.
I think the aim of the any anger or frustration should be at the attackers personally, because they missed chance, they hit the post, they had chances. But I hear what you're saying. If you're an experienced leader at the back, do your job professionally until the final whistle. I don't know, Bilal and Michael, what your thoughts are. I'm still not convinced either way. I want to hear an argument either way, so I can decide. Yes, it is what it is. He's that characterized. That's his personality. As people are saying in the chat, he does that all the time. Does he? Does he do it all the time? I've seen him do it bits and bobs.
He's a character. I love Rudiger.
I love Rudiger.
I love Rudiger. I mean, look, people can think it's arrogance. I think he's just entertaining in a way. I think he knew he was going to win that battle, and he was just like, let me just do this for the camera. Do you remember what he did at the Euros last summer? He bit Pogba. Like, this guy's a madman on the pitch sometimes. I don't understand it with Rudiger, so I don't think it was arrogance, but it definitely fired up the Japanese players, or I don't know who was chasing the ball with Rudiger in that situation, but he definitely got fired up about that because he probably thought, oh, you're making fun of me? All right, I'll show you what's up. And then they won the game, so... Look, I don't think people should read too much into it. It's just Rudiger being Rudiger. I think that's what you want him to play without stress and let him play with freedom in a way. Let him be himself, because that's when you get the best of Rudiger.
That's Michael's take on it. Bilal?
Yeah,
what's your take on it?
I'm confused because, like, in one sense, I'm just like, it's Rudiger, and I just expect crazy stuff from Rudiger. I'm used to him just doing weird things on the pitch. I'm like, okay. That's you. Okay, fair enough. But the thing is, right, I know if I've got Rudiger in my team, right, I'm supporting him. He does that and we start losing. And I'm like, I know I can't blame it on him, Gal. It doesn't that's not really affecting the game. But there's just a part of me that's going to be like, this guy is not serious. You know, like, it's so weird. But at the same time, it's really...
Yeah, you know...
I don't know.
Look,
it's just weird. It's just weird.
Look. No way. I think none of us are saying it affected the result. None of us are saying he was to blame for any of the goals.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just me, actually. Maybe I'm just putting it out there that normally you don't associate with Germany's national team.
That's the thing with the German, exactly.
It's Vorsprung Dirk technique we're talking about here. Years gone by, the efficiency, bro.
Yeah.
That's not efficient. He was wasting
energy. That's not efficient. You're wasting your knees shouldn't be that high. You've wasted energy.
Exactly.
Lower your knees. That you could have saved that much efficiency, bro.
If he gets injured doing that, you never know. Never know.
Michael, these are fine margins, brother. We're analysts here. We have to look at every single aspect of that.
Do you know what it is, Grizz? Michael said there, yeah. He basically fired up the guy that was.
He fired up the Japanese team.
Oh, there you go.
Japanese are the most humble team. Japanese are the most humble people, but they got fired up. Imagine that was Uruguay or something.
They're calm until you try it on them. When you try it on them, they're ready.
Wait, Grizz. Somebody said that the player that was running next to Rudiger was Asano, and he scored the winner.
There you go.
Oh.
If that's true,
I'll check right now.
You know, Japanese.
It was as well, blonde hair. It was.
Japanese culture.
Few of them had blonde hair. But I know what you mean. You're gone.
Japanese culture is all about honor and respect, right? Soon as you disrespect them, these guys go on like, I don't know if you guys watch anime, like the mode changes, bro. Super Saiyan mode comes in. That's why the blonde hair came out. And they were
I'm telling you, listen.
You guys this Mudrik kid, keeps putting these Naruto stuff going on. I'm like, that's what he's got these guys fired up today.
Listen, I was serious. I said if I was the scorer of that penalty, I'd be running around him doing that shit.
Yeah,
I'd be doing that, but Japan didn't have time for that. Japan had time to go and collect the ball, and I swear I was literally about to tweet, I can only see one winner here.
Yeah.
Honestly, when it went to 1-1, I said to you earlier, you cannot see this Japanese team tiring. And I didn't see them tiring, people. No. I thought to myself, here we go. They're going to get something. And now I don't know if whoever wants to talk on that goal, because that is one of the goals of the tournament already. That was...
Before we move on to the goal, I just want to, because we were on the Rudiger point, it reminds me of yesterday's conversation about the Saudi player versus Messi. And big up Noor. You told me after that my guy was giving Messi that smoke talk. You know, he was telling him, loser. You're not going to win today. Yeah.
So apparently that little debate me and Bilal had, all of us had, about what the Saudi player was talking to Messi when they took the lead. Yeah. People rewind the tape. I didn't say what he was saying. I said what I should have said. What I would have said.
Exactly,
yeah. But fair enough. The guy told him about himself. He said, "Listen."
Yeah, but sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. Yeah. I told you, and some guys like Messi, I told you, don't understand. He don't have that level where he switches. Like Messi don't switch because he's just sick. He don't switch like a Rooney. Like I said, I wouldn't do that to Rooney. I wouldn't rattle him because I know what he's gonna do to me. But Messi, I feel like I can rattle him a little bit, which sounds mad because he's the GOAT. But you know, this guy now with the Rudiger,
he stoked the fires, bro. He stoked the fires. Michael, do you get what we're saying from that aspect? There's no need to stoke the fires. You're in control of the game. You're 1-0 up. You don't need to do shit. Keep doing your job. Focus. Don't play a clown. Don't play a aggro. Don't do anything that will incite them. You know how we talk about... Sorry, Bella, we're going to talk about Arsenal when Arteta ignited the Anfield crowd.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a great point.
You don't need to do that, bro. You know what I mean? That's what I think. But people are saying we need to speak on Havertz, man.
Wait, we got to first talk about the goal, though.
Oh, God, speak about the goal first.
I mean, the goal... The touch that Asano took on stride, I think it was like a 40-yard ball towards him. That was excellent. See, people won't put that in the top 10 goals of the tournament. I would. I think, Schlotterbeck, terrible defending. I don't know what he's doing there. You have to engage with him quicker What he's standing off, doesn't use his physicality, allows Asano just to take the control, and it's just a brilliant finish past Neuer, one of the best goalkeepers in the world, roof of the net. People could say, oh, Neuer should have done better, near post, this sort of stuff. Nah, that is a quality finish, and man, that was just incredible. I literally just jumped off my couch and started running around because I couldn't believe what I was seeing with the finish.
You guys already know what I was shouting. I only shouted one line, and that was World Cup. That's all I was saying. I'm telling you, this was 2 World Cups in 2 days. First, the Saudi Arabia goal, and then this brother Asano's goal was pure World Cup moments, man. This is what we watch the World Cup for. This is why it's called the Festival of Football. Forget everything around it for if you can. If you can't, no problem. Keep talking about it. Keep protesting, no problem. I'm not saying no one's right. I'm not saying no one's wrong. I'm not saying people are right, people are wrong. I'm saying as a football entertainment and football tournament, this has been lit so far. And I think it's going to get better and better and better. Did you see the goal? Did you see that goal? How did you feel like an Arsenal player? Arsenal player?
It's funny. It's funny because when he scored that, it reminded me of a goal I saw live. Arsenal versus Bayern. I think we got battered that day. That must have been the 5-1 that I left early. But anyway, we went 1-0 up that day. And
how many 5-1s? There was like 3 or 4 5-1s.
Oh, heap of them.
I don't even know. I don't know. I just remember us beating them 2-0. And I thought Pep was going to take over Wenger. But anyway, those are different times. Different era. Yeah, different era. But no. Listen, guys, if you type in Walcott versus Bayern, literally it's the same goal. It's the same goal. Like Neuer, he smashes it from the right side. Top of the net pretty much. Power, everything. And Neuer can't stop it. And Neuer saves most things. But that kind of shot there is unstoppable. So for me, seeing Asano do that was just brilliant. Man.
No, I don't agree with this. Do you think Grizz Neuer could have come out and avoided that second goal?
No.
Schlotterbeck needs to be doing better in that situation. 100%.
Yeah, it's Schlotterbeck's fault there because look, the ball is coming like from a long distance, right? And it's going over the top of the head. I don't understand why you don't cover the goal. You always, as a defender, you're always told goal side, get goal
cover
side.
the route to the goal. You mean?
Yeah. And he doesn't
block
do that.
Off the route to the goal. He
lets
him come in field.
Yeah, he just stops and waits for him to bring it down, and then he's just jockeying him all the way, like guiding him. Go ahead to the goal and do your thing. And that's as a defender, like it was kind of shocking. Kind of like Pavard yesterday went to sleep. Like these things at a World Cup, seeing it at a World Cup for a top team is shocking, really. To be honest, this kind of defending.
And also Schürrle kept him on as well for that goal.
Well, this is what the blame was, because I was going to ask you guys, I know you've mentioned Schlotterbeck, right? And as I said, I don't rate him like that. Like, again, that's one of Bilal's early season shouts, like, watch this guy from Dortmund, this and that. I said, okay, no problem, we watch him. But a lot of people are blaming Sule. Now, again, was it a tactical horror show from the manager? Because this guy, Hansi Flick, is highly, highly rated. People speak of him on a different level. But he's under huge pressure. A, for the selection. B, for the tactics. Bro, where's he going next? I mean, what do you do? Like, people are calling for Havertz to be bombed out. Sule shouldn't be playing there. Has anyone got any ideas that you could put forward to Hansi Flick what to do?
Can I ask you, look, did Sane have an injury or anything?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was out. Yeah, he was out.
All right, yeah.
I would make one change. Get rid of Havertz. The guy, clearly, Chelsea has broken this dude. They've broken him. This is not the player from Bayer Leverkusen.
This is not the player.
You need to start Füllkrug. You have to just start Füllkrug. He's the
talk to us about this guy, because we can you talk to us? Because fill me in, fill us in, because I usually know my ballers, man, but this guy is very, very. Well, come on, I don't know him.
Füllkrug is a very physical striker, very good in the air, and I think this is what the German team needs. They need a guy who can just.
Are you saying Beerhoff?
I'm thinking more like Mario Gomez in a way, that sort of striker, but maybe not as technical, because Mario Gomez was a technically. I think Mario Gomez was a baller, but yeah, look, Füllkrug has had an excellent season with Werder Bremen. I think he has like 10 goals so far. He was fantastic in the Bundesliga 2 last year. You have to start him. I don't think you can start Moukoko, 17 years old, at a World Cup, maybe a bit too young, especially they have to win the next game against Spain. It's must win now after what Spain did to Costa Rica. So if I'm Hansi Flick, you just got to get rid of Kai Havertz. The guy clearly has no confidence and needs to have a complete refresh of his career because it's going down a bad path. And that would probably be the only change because who are you going to play at right back?
I have an idea. Sorry to interrupt about before you go to right back, just about the up front bit. Surely does Gnabry not get a shout to move him up front? I don't know. Adeyemi is fit, play him right wing. And if Sane is fit, then cool, put him left and then Musiala. And if not Musiala left, and for me, Julian Brandt, I'd love to see him play at some point.
Yeah. Even Thomas Muller today wasn't the greatest, and we all love Thomas Muller, the most intelligent footballer I've ever seen. But you can tell he's getting up there in age.
But Michael, guys, look, Thomas Muller again. Why is he coming in from the right? Why is Havertz through the middle and Muller is having to track back, make runs, and as you said, that's not his game now, man. I think it was pure coach fuck up.
But they created the chances, though. They had so many.
Yeah, they still had the chances. Yeah.
Oh, they should have. Honestly, Germany should have been 3-0 up in this game.
Yeah, but Muller puts those chances away, Michael.
I agree. No, I fully agree with that. But I see, like, Kai Havertz is just a disaster waiting to happen every game now, it seems like.
You know, with Kai Havertz, I know a lot. He came.
I still believe in the player. I still think he has to turn.
Not even your fantasy, man.
No, I'll have to disagree with you there, Grizz.
Okay. You think he's done, yeah?
No. I thought, when he was at Leverkusen and people were hyping the guy, he's got the skills, he's got the technicality, he's got the talent, yeah. However, for me, he didn't look like he's got the temperament to be a top player. He doesn't have the aggression, I said this about Divock Origi at Liverpool, right? He's got the talent, but he doesn't have the aggression, the desire to become the best, the desire to show everyone I mean business. And this guy is even killed temperament. And for me, to be a footballer, a top footballer, you need to have that drive, that aggression to show that you are one of the best players. And for me, he looks like whenever he's on the pitch, he's if it goes my way, it goes my way. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It doesn't look like he cares. I don't know what you guys see. His body language tells me he doesn't care. He's when he misses a chance, it looks like he doesn't care. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I'm not on that yet. I think who said it? Chelsea have killed him or something. Someone said, I'm willing to be patient. Oh, he's only 22. Okay,
I think his problem with Havertz is he's too tall. I'm being real, because he's not a striker. No, he's not. He's only playing up front because he's tall, and people think, oh, he's in the air. He might be a bit physical, which is not. He is a midfielder, and he needs to figure out how to get himself back into playing at least as a number 10. If not, even thing is, now at this point he's played up front for so long and been used in so many different ways that I don't know. He's only 22, so there might be a hope for him in the end.
I was ready to go to town on tactical Tommy Tuchel, right? If tactical Tommy Tuchel has changed his position, because Leverkusen, he made his name, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, he made his name very similarly to how Bobby made his name at Hoffenheim. Yeah, so he was known as ghosting into the box, not being already in the box and receiving the ball.
He's a midfielder.
He would make runs into the box. He would link the play and then get into the box. He'd have the fitness, the tenacity to win balls as well. Now he's being almost played as a target man. I agree. It's not his game.
Yeah, it's not his game. He needs to go to a team.
But I was ready. But the point I was trying to make, I was going to say, I'm ready to go on tactical Tommy's headpiece. But then Hansi Flick is doing the same thing with him.
I don't get it.
It's because they're out of options, maybe, and they feel like they've got the players in the middle, they've got the players out wide, they've got the players even in the 10. So Havertz, can you do a job up front? But really and truly, he is not a striker. He's not a striker. And at 22 years old, the longer this continues for another 1 or 2 seasons, it's going to really, for me, damage his career. He needs to go and really solidify himself. He does number 8.
Honestly, exactly. I mean, look, opinions always divide fans. Like TKB says he played anywhere behind the striker, Grizz. He is no Firmino, honestly. I never said that. And then he laughs out loud like he's done something. Like, I just, I don't know what you've done there. And then you got another guy who says exactly, Grizz. So look, people agree and disagree. I didn't say he's like Firmino. I said, like, Firmino made his name at Hoffenheim as an 8. As a not a target man, not as a false 9. Havertz has been converted into a false nine almost, and it's not his game. His game is not back to goal. That's the point I was trying to make. But look, Germans are in trouble, as Michael says. Who they got next, Bilal? What's going on here
Spain.
now? Because, well, Spain, yeah. Look, big up Japan first and foremost.
Yeah,
like you guys have got the brothers in the background celebrating. I love your screens in the background. Me and Michael let the show down. We should all have had the backgrounds like that. I know, man. We both flopped. We should have had Japanese guys, man, celebrating, because that is a victory for what? A victory for what?
It's a victory for me. That's what it is, because I've been screaming super team and they didn't let me down. So that's
Bilal, we called it, bro. We said watch out for Japan.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know
Next
when
I've got is maybe if Serbia get a little draw or something against Brazil, and they're like,
go back to the thingy bob, right? Oh no, you've gone back now. Okay, we'll get that up in a minute. Back to the Japan one I was going to say, but go on, Noob, you was going to say something.
Yeah, I said, like, when they scored the second, yeah, I went straight to my phone. I went to like my Adidas app, and I thought, yeah, let me go buy a Japanese top, and the only ones they had is like the pro ones for 110 quid. I put my phone down straight away, and I was like, where's the 70 quid ones? 110. 110 on a win now.
What, like the proper ones, like tight?
Yeah,
trying to breathe out.
I'm not ready for that. I ain't got a body for that.
But who's the player that stood out for you, Michael? Look, apart from that, we've spoken about the goal scorer, and people want to talk about the other super sub, of course, Taki, but Mitomo, the Brighton one.
Yep, Mitoma, yeah.
My God, where do Bruyne find these players from?
I'll tell you where they find them from. They find them from their feeder club, Royal Union Saint-Gilloise in Belgium.
Oh, okay.
That's how they're doing this. Is
that where he came from?
Yep, because the Brighton owner, he owns that club as well. So he came from because I saw him there last season watching some of their games. Comes to Brighton. This guy's a baller. He's an absolute baller. But then shout out to Ito and then Itakura. I mean, these two players were immense today, especially Ito. Anytime he got on the ball, he was causing around trouble every single time. So yeah, I got to shout out.
And he didn't stop. He didn't stop. He kept going, kept going. Because Rome played all right in the first half as well. He played good as well. It was a fantastic, proper battle. But as I said, these Japanese guys, attitudes, professionalism, speed, endurance, all of that business, and no lack of skill. They just kept going. And you know what? In the end, I can't say it was a deserved victory, because like Michael says, in the first half, it should have been 3-1. It really should have been 3-1. But if you don't put your chances away, and this is the World Cup, you're going to pay. Yeah, you're going to pay, and the Germans paid.
Yeah, Japan not going to let you do that to them 2 halves over. Especially when you start bringing Tomiyasu and the man just starts, thinking how he's going to change the game. Even guys like Ito, I've been watching him a little bit because of, Balogun there. So I've been seeing a bit of him, and I'm like, oh, interesting little player they've got there, Japan. So for me, you look at that team, as I said, technical players. Endo, I believe his name is as well, in the middle. Plays some nice passes, looks good. It's all good. Sometimes I know, the commentators, they love this one. I hate English commentators. Oh, the Germans are so much bigger than them. It doesn't matter.
Do they still say that?
Yeah, honestly, it does.
Thank God I don't have to listen to English commentators. I'm so glad.
So much, like this is gonna affect the game. Have they not seen Spain dominate football in recent years? For example, football's about technical ability, and at the end of the day, this Japanese team just have it in Spain.
But you say that, and I agree with you in the main. But you have to have physical prowess, and they've got that. The centre backs are big. Like Tomiyasu came in and he was like dominating. Yoshida was so good in some of the blocks. Like I've spoken about Musiala, because that rating is not real, man. Are you seriously giving my guy Jamal 5.8? He was the star boy on the pitch. I'm not having it. He was giving 5.8. I don't know, man. I'm taking that personal, bro. I'm taking it personal. Yeah. That got me. That got me confused. My head was in a spin after that. I've seen that. But look, that was a wrap. And then we saw Spain versus Croatia, and we thought, Spain versus Costa Rica. And what I said at the start was, look, I'm not feeling the Spain team yet, because regardless of this game, I don't rate Costa Rica. I think Costa Rica are the weakest team in the Premier League, in the World Cup. That's why I said, lo and behold, that happens. I don't know how you look upon this now, guys. Are you excited and overjoyed with Spain and thinking Spain are the dream team? Or are you like me thinking, tougher tests to come? You know what I mean? Okay, you look good, but Costa Rica, as I said, for me, were trash in my head before the game. And after the game, they were even worse than in my head.
Technically, Spain are always going to be good. That's what I said. I believe you said it yesterday. Like, yeah, Spain, watching them play, out of all the teams in international football, they probably play the best football. And that's because of how Spanish football and the players are developed and the understanding of the game and the Luis Enrique, the tiki-taka, everything is fantastic. Like, they can go against Costa Rica and have your Rodris there, Laporte and Busquets all doing their thing, and then have an attack with Asensio, false nine, basically, Torres, Ferran Torres running around and then Dani Olmo, who for me, he's an unbelievable player. I'm every time I talk about Olmo, I'm like, how is he still at Leipzig? They linked him to Barcelona like 3 years ago. I thought he was going to move by now. What's going on? Why are you still in Germany? Another fantastic player. But then the likes of Pedri, the Gavi as well. Great goal. Shout him out. I know, obviously, he won that Golden Boy thing, or was it Copa? I can't even remember. Yeah, a bit of a joke decision. But big him up as well. The likes of Busquets as well doing their thing. But against Costa Rica, we can't read too much into it. This should happen when Spain, with their ability, the way they play, when they come up against a team like a Costa Rica. Okay, 7-0. Okay, fair enough. 7-0. No one's expects 7 goals. But you're expecting them to really dominate the game, and they did.
I'm okay. So we said yesterday about Rodri has to be in this team, Michael. I don't know if you saw yesterday's show. We were like, Rodri. There's no way Rodri don't play in this team. Enrique, I think, surprises a few. I don't know if you anticipated this. I don't think I anticipated this, but Rodri plays at the back. What's the thinking behind this? Is it because they're going to have so much of the ball, they're going to dominate, and he knows, you think it's a tactical master plan? And is this the way he's going to go forward against better opposition as well? Because we're going to come on to the two maestros alongside the legendary Busquets. But I think Rodri is so key in this whole Spanish outfit because for me, he's the best DM in the world.
Yep.
And even at the back, it's like a packet of crisps for him. He can play there whilst eating a packet of crisps for me.
You can do that against Costa Rica, who were just abysmal. I mean, they didn't even look like a League One side.
No.
Even Keylor Navas, love the guy. He was at fault for a couple of those goals. You can tell he hasn't played this season because he was terrible, or terrible as they would say in Spanish. But I think he has done this before, Luis Enrique, with Rodri. He played him against, I think, Portugal in the Nations League. He played him at center back against Portugal. And I was like, okay, I like it. He played a very good game. So maybe we could see it at the World Cup. And lo and behold, he does it again. And you know it's Spain's day when Ferran Torres scores 2 goals. Because that never happens. The guy is so unclinical, but when he's clinical, you know it's going to be España's day. So I don't read too much into this game. Costa Rica were just abysmal. They didn't even have a tactical idea on how to stop Spain. They allowed so much space in the midfield to Pedri, Gavi, and Busquets to just create. And you're just asking for trouble. But I think Spain had 8 shots on target and 7 of them were goals. So just shows you, look, I mean, 0.00.
Yo, what is this? What is this?
I had to bring this up. This is the first game I think I brought proper stats up because this is just funny. This is not real. And you know what it is? Even Rodri at centre back. I think we talked yesterday. I said you can't have. Well, I don't like having 2 left-footed centre backs. They were talking about Laporte and Pau Torres, maybe.
They listen to you.
Yeah, they're listening to me. Like Rodri, I know he's not a centre back, but at least he's right-footed and he's great on the ball and defensively can offer something. And against Costa Rica, this is the result. When you play Rodri in there and you start really dominating the ball, wow. Zero XG. Has that ever been seen before? Like
No, Bilal, that's not even the crazy stat. They had 0 shots.
0 shots, yeah.
0.
It's blank. Guys, it's blank. It's not even. They didn't even put 0. It's blank.
They even put 0 on there.
And no
not
corners
applicable.
No corners either. It's crazy.
No corners.
You know what? This is not a real game.
Yep, no corners.
Shit.
This is not a real game.
This, Costa Rica, Grizz, I think you messaged us in the group quite early. I think when it was about 3-0, he was like, "Yeah, I told you, look, this Costa Rican team is the worst team in the World Cup."
I said it last night. People were like, "No, man, South America, like CONCACAF, they done bits and they could do." I said, "No, they're the worst team. Forget Qatar, forget Iran. This is the worst team in the competition.
Yeah, man, and I was so shocked. It was so shocking. Like if you can, no intensity and no ability to play, so you're gonna get destroyed. You have no intensity in your game, and nor do you have any type of philosophy to play the game. And so he wasn't physical. He was nothing. He was just basically
lambs to the slaughter.
Can I just say a bunch of those when you're training and you got those dummies in training?
Yeah, mannequins or
mannequins. That's what they were. Yeah, they were mannequins there, just there. Okay, I don't know, maybe they're there to see Qatar as a tourist.
Yeah. That was pure destination vibes. You know, man. No. They're having a holiday. They're having a great time. But the funny thing is, Navas. You know, I feel for him because I agree with Michael. I think he's a good keeper. I think he's a very good keeper. Allah.
No, Grizz, he had some howlers today. He had some absolute howlers.
Oh,
yo, 2.3. That's like
I'm going to come to his defense. The reason why he's having these howlers is, when your team is so shit that you try to affect the game yourself. Like, this is what he probably.
How's the keeper trying to affect the game?
He's probably trying to, read stuff too early, trying to.
Okay.
I think it was the fourth goal. You saw the fourth goal. How he came out like an idiot. So this is gonna happen.
But it's crazy because actually Costa Rica had only lost one game in like the last 20 games. They were in great form. And then they just show up to the World Cup and said, you know what? Let's just give a training session to Spain. Let's give Ferran Torres some goals.
Then maybe we're underplaying the Spain performance then, guys.
No, I
think
if
Michael's coming with those stats. No. If Michael's coming with those stats.
There's CONCACAF tax, man.
Yeah, this is massive. Who they playing? Like island teams and like.
They've been playing Mexico, Canada, and the USA. So they've been playing some good teams.
So this is what I'm saying. So then maybe, because this is what I want to come to. This is what I want to come to. Because I tweeted, it was poetic, man. Busquets, the legendary Busquets. I'm not having no slander on Busquets. If you guys got ideas of slandering Busquets, tell me now so I can block you and just take you off my street. Sergio Busquets has been a legendary DM or deep lying playmaker, or call him what you want in the modern game. Number 6. He's coming to the end of his career. There's no doubt about it. His legs are gone. Gone. Not that guy anymore. For me, anyway, at the highest elitist level. But he's mad in this level. Then what happens? Luis Enrique. And I want to get your opinion on Luis Enrique because I've been having a few debates about Luis Enrique on social media today. Luis Enrique gives him flashbacks of the young Xavi and Iniesta playing alongside him in the form of Gavi and Pedri. Guys, Busquets must feel like a young man again, like he's got his guys with him, his old troopers, his old brethren, the ones that were on his wavelength. Because remember how I spoke about Frankie de Jong yesterday? About Frankie de Jong needs to have players on his wavelength, otherwise you're not going to get Frankie de Jong. You're going to get, I don't know, you're going to get fucking Koopmeyers or something. Whatever. Good players, but whatever. Yeah, I'm not dissing them, right? Janssen and these man, the one that was at Everton, whatever, right? Same with Busquets. If you don't get players that are still on his level, because that's all he's got left, his brain, and his brain is still sharper than all of you. All of you. Busquets' brain is still sharper than all of you. But if he can get young legs alongside him that got his brain, I don't know, man. Maybe we're not ready for the Spanish.
You know what it is with Busquets? It's fantastic.
I don't know. I've built the plot there. The rest of it is up to you lot if you lot want to take that
you built him
and
up.
Fly with it.
You built him up.
Because Pedri and Gavi, there's something cooking there. Luis Enrique is cooking something there, brother.
He is cooking. But the thing is, against an actual, let's say even Japan, for example, today, is Busquets, is he not in any danger of losing the ball? I've seen it time and time again this season alone for Barcelona, where Busquets has cost, Barcelona in big moments where I think, if that's the old Busquets, that's not going to happen. In those higher level games, he's going to start being exposed. That's when Rodri needs to start coming in and then maybe someone else goes centre back. But as long as he's in the team for the squad, he's the leader. As Luis Enrique always says, like, all the young boys are always saying nonsense and da-da-da. Busquets is the man there. He's the father figure pretty much like controlling everyone. He's got everyone on strings outside the pitch and on the pitch.
And on the
So,
pitch as well.
Yeah, so you always have to big him up for that. But I think the higher level games that that Spain will come across very soon as well, Germany. Like, is Busquets going to be ready for the pressure of those games?
Talk to me, people. Is he?
Not even that. It's just I think it's maybe a little bit too early for those two. I like their game. It's beautiful. Like, first of all, like we need to find Grizz. We need to find Pep Linders and give him a slap in the back of the head for comparing Jones and Elliott to those two. So he said we've got our own Pedri and Gavi. Like,
but did he write that in his book?
Yeah, in his book, and it's like, yeah, it's laughable. But anyway, I think it's a little bit too early. It's going to be interesting to see when they come across, as you said, like a good team that have that intensity. If those two can actually, with the physicality, could they get through with it or not? Would they get bullied in the middle or not? And I need to see that with Costa Rica. There's no idea if they can handle that. I love Gavi. Gavi is a freaking superstar in the making. He's got the that Iniesta type with like, it's just too good. I love the way he controls the game. He's so confident on the ball. He's always demanding the ball, and that's what you look for in a young kid, and that's what he's provided. And I'm not too disheartened now why Thiago didn't go. Because I think these are the future.
He looked to the future. Yeah, he looked to the future. Look, again, Michael, is difficult to assess then overall because it's Costa Rica, but you have to score the goals, and 7-0. You don't win 7-0 in World Cups every World Cup, so you've got to glorify it. But of course, now the real business starts. I guess it's a case of it might come down to goal difference, guys. I don't know how we're looking at this now because it's all about who can beat Costa Rica the most, right? Because that was a dead. No, but I'm not. I don't.
Is it on goal difference, not head to head?
It's goal difference. 100%. Yeah.
Oh, that's big then. It should be on head to head, I feel, man, in the World Cup.
Nah, I don't know. It's good with goal difference, to be honest.
But there's always some bottom feeders like the Costa Ricas, man.
You got to do your business, though. But you got to do your business then.
No, but Costa Rica can now go. Look, we got embarrassed. We're not going to get embarrassed again.
That's true.
Just start sitting for the rest of the.
I don't think head to head's more fair. I think.
Guys, I'm already looking forward to this game so much. Oh my days.
Well, that's like Sunday. I mean, this weekend we could see Argentina and Germany knocked out of the World Cup.
Wow.
Shit.
You know what? I would pay money to see that.
Wow.
We're in for an insane weekend if that happens, because obviously Sunday, I think at 7:00 for you guys, it is Spain versus Germany. So Germany's got to show up, and if Spain beat Germany, I'm going to be like, okay, Spain look like one of the favorites for this World Cup. Yes, they just need to be clinical. They will have all the possession. They will play beautiful football.
I think
it's just about being clinical for Spain. That's the main issue for them.
Very quickly, before we go on to the final game of the season, evening, I should say. Luis Enrique, thoughts?
Genius.
I'm starting to fall in love with Luis Enrique. Like, is he leaving the Spain team after this World Cup?
No, I think after 2024, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so
unless a big team comes in, obviously could change his mind after World Cup. But I don't know what jobs are going to really be available.
There's a certain manager who's just extended to 2024.
Yeah, exactly. That was a
Man
job.
City, Pep Guardiola. Hello. If you're saying Luis Enrique has got a contract with a national team, someone in the chat, can you check that for us? If he's got a contract with them until 2024, then hello, Etihad. What are we saying?
Yeah, it looks like a perfect fit there. Perfect fit and an obvious destination if he is done with the Spain.
I wouldn't want him to go Man City.
I wouldn't want him either.
I'd want him to go to a Premier League team, which is like, I'd like him, for example.
Project.
I don't want to see Eddie Howe out. But if Luis Enrique is available, I'd love to see him at Newcastle and just building like another monster team in the Premier League, because you look at what he did was his treble winning team with the Neymar and the Suarez and the Messi and all of that. Like it was him who did a lot of things, but he wasn't getting the credit at the time because people say, look at the players that he's got. But this man is a football connoisseur. He knows ball. And when you see the Spain team, the way they play, a lot of it is down to him. So for me, I'll big him up. I think he's one of the best coaches in the world. And hopefully, I hope he actually leaves Spain and gets a massive job in European football so that we can see his teams week in, week out. And of course, European football once in a while. But yeah, for me, so Enrique.
Interesting because I'm in the boat of yeah. He's a good coach. Like you listen to him, you talk to him, not talk to him. I haven't had the pleasure of talking to him, but you listen to him, you read his quotes, you read his philosophy on the game, and most importantly, you see his teams play, and you can see and feel the football that he wants to play. But I just want to see this Spain team prove it then. And I think this is the tournament. This is why I was speaking to one of my friends today. I was like, this is the tournament that Luis Enrique's got to turn up because there is no clear favorites. Every team's got issues. A lot of big players missing from a lot of big teams. As far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, Spain haven't got any major injuries. He's left Thiago out and Ramos out because he's left them out, not because of injury or anything. He's got the players he wants. He's had them for a couple of years now. When was the Euros?
Last summer.
Lost it. Oh shit! Last summer. Okay.
Time's so weird. How was that last summer?
Man. That's what I'm saying. It's so weird. But okay, no problem. But he's had them for 2 seasons. Let's just say.
Yeah.
When do they have to perform? Because I think if you take out, I don't know, was this the best performance? Have they been the most impressive team so far? Are they looking serious contenders for you guys? Where are you at with this?
Yeah, I would say that they're serious contenders. I was going to say that his contract ends after the World Cup. They didn't sign a new contract apparently because they want to see how they perform at the World Cup. So if they get to like maybe semifinals, quarterfinals, they might extend it then to 2024. If they get bounced out of the round of 16 group stage, I think Luis Enrique is going to be a free agent manager, so anybody can take him. But yeah, look, if Spain, Costa Rica is a warm-up. Germany is the meal. You can finish the dinner on Sunday and knock out Germany of the World Cup. So let's see the mentality of what this team are made of.
Michael's built it up so nice. You know what? I thought I'm the guy that builds up shit like this. Well, Michael's taking my breath away. He's got me gassed, boys. I'm telling you, this is serious talk right now because he's right. Luis Enrique has the chance. When is it?
Sunday. Hansi Flick, both Champions League winners, both treble winners, up against each other on Sunday.
It's a Champions League final, basically.
Basically,
This is a big game.
Germany has to win.
Yep.
Spain doesn't have to, but the pressure's on Germany. The pressure's it's on Germany to produce something. Because if they don't, as you said, if they're out, my days, does this open up like, what is it, a lot, like a nice runway for certain teams to get to the final.
I agree. But one thing?
Go on. I was going to say, is there anything else to talk about this game? Because I don't know what's the only outstanding thing apart from Gavi and Pedri. Asensio, maybe a bit of a resurgence from Asensio, but again, I'm not ready to gloat about him. I'm not ready to gloat about Ferran Torres, Asensio, and I'm sorry, Bilal, even Dani Olmo. For me, he's a good player.
He's a baller.
No, he's a
He's so good.
My levels are higher, man. He's a good player. I'm not saying that he's trash.
Every time I watch him, club and country, I just wonder and Nkunku has got a move. He's getting a move apparently to Chelsea.
Nkunku's better.
All these players are moving from Leipzig, and he's just staying. I don't understand. Someone buy Dani Olmo. Like he's unbelievable. He just needs a bigger club to play for, man. I'm just waiting for that move.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, this is my guy, Ansu Fati, man. They still got Ansu Fati to come.
He didn't even come onto the field today.
Nico Williams came on, did he not?
Yeah, Nico Williams. Well. See what I'm saying? But see what I mean about the pace.
Balde as well injected pace.
Balde
was really good.
Yeah, look. Ferran Torres, that front three, it doesn't inspire me. That's the word.
That's the only issue.
But then when you look at the midfield, it's inspirational. It's inspirational. That midfield for me, Gavi and Pedri are wonder kids. And I'm not. Some people coming for me yesterday when I said they could get bullied and overpowered and over physical.
No, they can't.
They can if, but I look around. Only Brazil, in my opinion, can overpower them in midfield as well. Though, like England's midfield is made up of Declan Rice only, and then Bellingham's busy going forward, Mount's busy going forward. They're not really looking to overpower teams. Who else? Argentina, Rodrigo Paul, Paredes don't think they've got the legs anymore to do that kind of shit. Who's in the prime of their career to do that? Maybe Tchouaméni. I don't know about Tchouaméni alongside Rabiot.
Yeah, think of Spain. They're always
who can do that? Who's going to overpower them in this midfield? So I take back what I said yesterday about that midfield being overpowered, because I look around the midfields of the teams that we've seen so far. Who's got that type of midfield, brothers?
I think England. I think England would.
Yeah, come on, no, tell him.
Yeah, like even though I'm not a massive England fan, but I think they can overpower Spain's midfield, especially if what is it, Southgate gets the free right. And that's when I would play Mason Mount rather than what's his name?
Uruguay's could. Uruguay's
Valverde,
people are saying, yeah. Uruguay's is probably the only team that comes to my mind straight away. Quasi comes in with the money shouts as Ghana's.
Ghanaian people, I saw Kudus today say he's better than Neymar or something like that. Said,
no, that's fake.
He corrected himself.
He came out and said that was like they mistranslated it.
Okay,
yeah, Tchouaméni Camavinga could, but I don't think he's going to play them together. He's going to play Rabiot.
Yeah, that's a bit.
The midfield isn't the issue with Spain. The issue is, and I feel they're going to have the same problems as Barcelona when it comes to the bigger games. That defense is going to get twisted up inside.
Not if Rodri's there.
No. The wide areas, man, they're going to get twisted up, and then attacking wise, they're not going to find the finishing boots, in my opinion, against. When they really need. When you have limited chances, limited space, I don't trust them to score goals. But the midfield and the build up and everything, is always going to look nice. But when it gets to it and they play France or in England, I think they get beat.
Interesting. Let's get to the last game because, I'm not ready to go overboard with Spain. It was what it was. It's 7-0 against Costa del Sol. I was telling people that Costa del Sol is better than Costa Rica, man. No, man. Come on, Michael, man. Please. I mean, I know you're the stats man and you got the facts. But they weren't, man. They must have been playing, I don't know, man, what kind of islands they were playing, like Bilal says in that CONCACAF, man. CONCACAF tax to the max. I'm not having it. Look, we kind of predicted this game yesterday. Like Belgium, aging warriors, man. Witsel, De Bruyne, Hazard, Batman up front. Look at that back three, man. So slow but experience galore. Canada should have been 3-1 up, man, after half time. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It should have been 3-1. There's no ifs, buts about it.
Yeah.
Who wants to take this game?
I'll go first because I gotta leave. This is how I describe the first half, at least. Belgium looked like a YMCA team. If people know what that is, let me know in the chat. They looked like a YMCA team. They looked slow, sluggish, no desire. They just thought, okay, we got quality. We got KDB. We got what's left of Eden Hazard. This guy's completely and utterly finished. I didn't know that was Hazard on the pitch. You could have told me it was somebody else. Maybe one of their older brothers, not Eden. That was just a Hazard. I mean, Alphonso Davies, you just need the big players to show up in the big moments. He should have scored the penalty, and Canada would have probably won this game. Because that would have given them confidence. They would have kicked on from the moment. He misses the penalty, and I was like, you know what? You miss it, and that's what happens. You have to take your chances in the World Cup. Otherwise, though, Alphonso Davies ankle breakered on Tielemans. That move he did on Tielemans was dirty, absolutely dirty. But
Tielemans tax though. Because Tielemans is one of the worst.
That was silky move. Oh my God, Davis.
Nah, it was 100%. But Tielemans today showed why none of the big clubs come in for him.
Yep, I gotta say. I mean, I've been watching Canada. They've only been playing in the snow, but man, they were so good today. They should have won this game by at least 2-1, 3-1. They had all the chances. Tajon Buchanan, Jonathan David, Kyle Loreen in the second half. They should have had this game buried. You can be unclinical against the likes of El Salvador, Honduras, Panama, and these sort of teams. But when you're going up against the top international teams in the world, like a Belgium or Morocco or Croatia, you have to take your chances. If you don't, you get punished. And Canada found out the hard way today. You don't take the chances, and you got punished by Batshuayi. Great finish by him. Canada, I think, super unlucky, but they only had themselves to blame because they should have won this game. I have to shout out, though, Steven Eustáquio in the midfield from Porto. Baller. Absolute baller.
Wow.
Can I ask you before you go? I know you have to go. Can I ask you any intel on this Buchanan guy? Because I thought he was on the cusp of doing something great every time, but he never done anything great, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's a very talented player. He came from, oh my God, what was the team? New England Revolution to Club Brugge, started off with an injury. He has a technical ability. I think, Club Brugge is a good level. The Belgian league is a good level. But when you're going up against, experience of Alderweireld, Vertonghen, and a goalkeeper like Courtois, you have to make that split decision.
Quicker.
Difference is key for Tejan Buchanan. But there's a player there. I've seen this guy enough. He is a super baller. But I think he realized, okay, I got to just make quick decisions. I don't have much time on the ball compared to what I have in the Belgian league or in the MLS. So let's make that quick decision and get the goal or make the smart run. I think he's a quality player, though. I think he could have easily gotten a goal today, but unfortunately he didn't. And I was super disappointed by Jonathan David. Quality striker, but just couldn't find that edge over. That defense, man, is just so terrible for Belgium.
I hold my hand up and say, and people will know that people that follow me on my socials, I haven't ever been on the Jonathan David hype train. From about season and a half now,
riding on it.
Everyone's talking about Jonathan David as the next big thing. I've been saying I don't see it. I see him as a good player. I don't see him as the elite player. I don't think he'll get that elite levels. I don't think he strikes the ball cleanly enough. And I hate that in a player. Me personally, I hate that in a player. But Michael, I know you have to go, so I'm going to let you go because it's very late in Finland there. Thank you very much for making an amazing appearance again, bro.
No worries. Thanks for having me on, guys. And
we'll catch up real soon.
Tomorrow, don't be shocked if Ghana beats Portugal.
Oh, shit. Another bombshell. World Cup.
World Cup. I might be ill tomorrow. I might be ill tomorrow. I might do Michael. And I'll ask him, how did you get out of work?
I don't even know, man. I don't even know how Canada lost that. No, man. It was naivety. I'm not going to lie. I think some of their centre-backs were shocking.
Yeah.
Positional-wise, in terms of making decisions-wise. And their set pieces were horrendous.
For Canada, yeah, definitely. 100%. The only issue, you see the issue, Canada had the heart, they had the legs, they had the drive. The only thing that was missing is the, like as we say, composure. You're missing the composure to, what is it, like, take your opportunities and not panic in those situations in the final third. Then they would have blown away Belgium. Belgium were horrendous. Tillemans turning like a freaking truck. It turns like a truck. And as you said, he gets destroyed on the transition. This is one of the reasons why I'm like, I wouldn't want him nowhere near Liverpool. Because if we get someone like Tillemans, we'll be getting slaughtered on the transition all the time. He gives you what he gives you doesn't going forward doesn't make up for what he'll give away on the other side. Yeah, so yeah, Buchanan again was playing really well. However, I'm a big scanning guy. If you're not scanning your surroundings and you're not aware of your surroundings, you're limited as a player for me. Your stock would be like, you can't go past a certain level. And he kept on just looking down a lot, where he had players open for him that he could have slotted in quite early when he was taking people out on the right wing and on the left wing sometimes when he popped up there.
Okay, I like this guy. I want to see more of him. I'm going to keep a keen eye on him. I know he's 23. I thought he'd be a bit younger than that. So he's obviously been around a little bit. But I think he's got something. Something. Normally can tell when a player's got something. Yeah, look, Alphonso Davies, that penalty was a shocker. I don't know why you're trying to do that little curl with the instep against Courtois in a World Cup. Leather it. Or if you're going to place it. Don't try to curl it. Place it into the corner with a side foot, firm side foot. If you watch back, he just tried to do a little curl. Like, come on, are you playing against your daughter or son, little baby son and daughter in goal? Like, are you serious? This is the Courtois. Come on, man. Make it
when
make sense, Alphonso Davis, man.
when you're taking a penalty, like always, if you're not confident, and he didn't look confident to me.
Nah, he was shook.
Yeah, he was scared, and he was kept on looking at the keeper, and I started shouting in my like, bless my kid, he was trying to sleep, and I was like, stop looking at the keeper. Do not focus on the keeper, because that's when they know that the player is scared. If you're focusing on the keeper,
and you're focusing on probably one of the greatest keepers of all time,
exactly, you're intimidating yourself already.
You're intimidating yourself.
You're basically talking yourself out of like scoring. You just look at the best penalty takers. They're always focused on the ball. They're not looking up. They don't want to see the distraction what the keeper's doing. They don't want, because the keeper sometimes they do some antics. I know Bilal likes Ramsdale. They'll do some antics to try and put you off, get your mind off what you're supposed to do. But when you're not confident, it's always good to go to the opposite side of wherever you're shooting from. So he's left-footed. He should go down the right side to get like a firmer shot.
What's this theory?
Yeah.
I like this theory.
Who taught you this theory?
Like I used to be.
What do you mean by that?
I used to coach at Arsenal, right? And so there was like I think it was Steve Bold who gave us a little lecture, like when he was he the youth coach? I think he was a youth coach.
Yeah, he was the youth coach.
Yeah, so he said, look, whenever you're not feeling confident, like he goes, for penalties, always go down the side opposite to where you're striking. So if you're right-footed, you go down the left. If you're left-footed, you go down the right. That's when you're not confident. If you're confident, then yeah, you do whatever you want to do. But when you're not confident, that's what you're supposed to do, because you can get a firmer hit on it rather than when you're opening up your foot.
I'm going to use that.
It's not like a clean strike compared to the other side. You can put more power on that side, and I think they've done like studies on it, like where if it's going, on the inside. If it's always on the inside, then there's more power.
Yeah, of course, because you're putting your body that way.
Yeah,
and I always feel like, I don't know, when you're not confident, you look a bit mad. Like even when it was Saka at the Euros against Donnarumma, I could see already like the kid's looking, just hit in the middle, man. Just smash it down. Hope for the best, because the goalkeeper 9 times out of 10 is probably gonna dive. Like it's a bit weird to just stand in the middle. So if you just smash it down the middle, there's a chance, if you're not confident, that you're probably gonna score. So even Frank Lampard back in the day, man, he used to smash so many penalties just down the middle. It's like like what?
And it's always, the ball is always going away from the keeper. If you're shooting, the ball is like it's curling away from the keeper. Like
yeah, this one I mean. This one tried to chip it and curl it into his path.
Yeah, it's going into
Courtois, man, gotta big him up, man. I know him and Alisson are the 2 best goalkeepers, I think, in the world. But I can't really think, is there a third who's near them? I'm not really sure.
I haven't really focused on what's his name, man? The Atletico.
Oh no,
he's been horrendous.
Forget him.
Yeah,
this season he's been horrendous. Horrendous.
He's finished.
I don't know if he's finished, but he's been
no. He's been looking so shocking recently.
Yeah.
But one guy I want to highlight. Yeah, one guy. Let me just bring him up here.
It better not be a dead player.
They're gonna say I'm
the deadest players.
They're gonna say I'm controversial.
This
guy, this brother, this guy, man, is he
go
really?
On. Don't say
he's a top player. Yes, I understand. When he plays for Man City, everything's going well for him. But international level, he's not got that creativity that I think you actually. He's not. For me, he's not really a creative. He's a effective kind of player. He knows what he wants to do. He plays the same through balls that I'm seeing him try and play. He plays at Man City to Batshuayi. It's not getting them. Sometimes it's not even going through. The same crosses he's trying to do all the time. It's like, bro, come up with something else, man. Like, it's every day, same thing. What you're trying to do. For me,
let him land. Let him get in trouble himself. Let him dig his own grave.
Let me compare him to a great number 10, maybe the best ever, apart from Lionel Messi. My guy, Mesut Ozil, international level. Do you remember what he was doing? That's a real creative player in the big moments. But De Bruyne, there's something missing. There is definitely something missing. You can't watch this guy and tell me that he's a true creative midfield. I don't know. Like Man City, everything's nice. You can run around. You know what channels to go to, half spaces, whip the ball across, easy day. Sometimes shoot on your left, sometimes shoot on your right. But international football, man, you need to be a real guy.
Yo, Blade, just to break it to you, you salty Liverpool fans, Bilal was not a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I'm not a
So
Liverpool
it
fan.
doesn't
I'm not a
matter,
Liverpool
like, how many times you say it. Like, you just decided to spam. We realize that you're a Man City fan. We realize you think we're salty. We're just giving our opinion. In fact, a lot of people are agreeing with him as well. So relax in it, bro. Relax. We get
Wesley Schneider, the Iniestas. Like I'm thinking about players that I've seen in my own life who, I know Pirlo, for example, played Regista. It was different. But like these players are real creatives of the game. And I watch De Bruyne and I'm like, you're meant to be that guy. You're meant to be bring me that ingenuity. Bring me something. And it's just the same old. I know
Blade.
exactly what he's going to do most of the time.
Blade is right. De Bruyne said exactly. I don't even know why I was man of the match, because he says himself he had a shit game. But I see you was nodding. Noor, what's your take on like what Bilal just said there?
That was a disgraceful shout from Bilal. I'll have to say, I'm sorry to say
Shameless.
that.
You think shameless? Yeah, is he shameless?
Yeah, no, I don't know what that is. That's disgraceful for me. Like, to say that De Bruyne is not creative, that's crazy, man. De Bruyne is.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not creative at all. I'm saying he's not a true creative. There's a difference. Yeah, he's creative in some senses of the word. Of course, his passes, his crosses, yeah, they can create something. But the real je ne sais quoi of being a creative player, he ain't got it.
Are you one of those guys that say you have to look good doing it?
No, you have to think outside the box. I feel like with De Bruyne,
bro,
it's the same patterns, the same robotic feeling I get with him every single game.
The reason, okay, so you're saying that something that's working for him, he should change just so he can show you that he's got more, like,
But like today, it's not what is it? It's not working. It's not working, bro. Like, you got to think of something else, please.
Look, you got Batshuayi, yeah, who's like an airhead when it comes to running. Like, he's an airhead. Like, some of the situations, I was just thinking, bro, make that run, and this guy is just like, he's not on the same.
He was pissing KDB off a lot.
Exactly, and remember your shout.
Be a man. Take it on yourself. Do everything.
You remember your shout, Grizz, when you said that top players, when they get players on their wavelength, they go up a notch. So you'll see his game. Like, it's natural when you're playing with ballers and your game goes up because you're thinking, yeah, you know what, I'm here with giants. But when you got people like that, it's uninspiring, man. The only person that I could say that could carry a team, yes, maybe De Bruyne might not be able to carry a team, but who can apart from Stevie G?
But look at this question here. Does Bilal put Schneider? This guy was different. This guy, Wesley Schneider. Oh, this guy was unbelievable. For me, KDB, Schneider is a debate, to say the very least.
No, man, get out of here, man. Look. Schneider was like moments kind of guy.
He could have even won the Ballon d'Or at one point, Schneider, man. Come on.
It was moments though. It's not like look at this, the continuity that De Bruyne has, the longevity.
So look, I think there's a big debate to be had, and I'm tired now. We're gonna wrap it up, right? But is KDB a 10 though? Like, if you're looking 10s, like, for example, look at this guy that's mentioned some 10s, man. Look at this. Majori says, can't hold up with Riquelme, Iniesta, Zidane's the real 10s.
Mm-hmm.
But do 10s
none of them. That's what I'm saying. KDB is a box-to-box.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He plays.
He's a third-man midfielder, though. Still,
he's
can't
more
really
of a
play
Steven
deep.
Gerrard type of midfielder than any of those.
He's not even like a Gerrard. Like, Gerrard could offer way more in all
the
phases of the game.
This is such a shout, Isan. Grizz, you're KDB and I'm Batshuayi when we play football. I always piss you off. Yeah, man, my brother. Yo, I find him with the most amazing passes. He just, I don't know, man. He can't shoot. He can't control it.
It's frustrating.
He flops over the ball, and I just, all right, nice, keep going. But he's so ugly to play with, man. You don't know, man. But it is what it is, man. I love you still, bro. You're my brother. But yeah, one day he scored 7 goals and like I assisted 6 of them, and like that day he was like, yeah, I'm the biggest star. Yeah, I'm a massive star, but it was all down to me, really. But look, this KDB debate, Bilal, I think you're onto something.
No, man.
Like, no, I wouldn't say to completely no to what Bilal's saying, because he's yet to do it in the Champions League, which is the biggest. And Belgium, throughout their golden era, haven't won nothing, right?
Yeah, and think about it, even De Bruyne. Let's say we put him in a different era.
And
Let's
he
say
said, and no,
era. Is he playing in
KDB
midfield?
has
Yeah.
KDB has had a lot of stars with him at Belgium.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's wrapping up the league with Man City. Wrap up the Champions League. It's too late, I think, to win anything with the Belgium national team. So I know where he's coming from in terms of I don't think he's in that category of some of the names that we've mentioned.
The real creatives. That's all I'm gonna say. The Modrics, the Iniestas, the real. You know, when it comes to it, them big moments and the big times where you got to think outside the box. You've got to give us a different look, a different idea. De Bruyne, a lot of the time, man, he doesn't really do it. In the Premier League, yes, you can turn it on against Wolves, you know, and get your team out of it and score like 4 goals in one game, and everyone's De Bruyne. But World Cup, Champions League, I don't know. For me, De Bruyne, great career, good player, but I don't know. I'll never put him in that rank. I don't think with some of these other players I've mentioned.
Great 10 Toes says trying to have an agenda against KDB is like having an agenda versus Salah. You look like a fool trying to push it.
No. Salah's shown me Champions League. He's turned up. He's turned up in every big moment. He's dragged Liverpool through the mud countless times, and his goal record is forget that, man. Don't talk about Salah. We're talking about De Bruyne here, and I'm putting De Bruyne against the greats who have played in what should be the most creative position on the pitch. In the modern game, De Bruyne is playing the most creative position in terms of the midfield. So for me, I look at the players that have done it in the past, and I look at De Bruyne now, and it's just not the same. That's all I'm
Bro, Lil Tim saying he carried Man City. We're absolutely not denying that.
No, I think you are very harsh on KDB.
No, I haven't said anything. Don't put me in Bilal's category. I'm like saying, I think I know what Bilal means. That's what I'm saying. I'm not agreeing with it because I think De Bruyne, but when it comes to creativity, I know what he means. I think he means. Well, I might be helping him. I should be helping him.
Tell me.
Yeah, you want me to help you? I know you.
Tell me what I mean.
You're stuck. You're stuck.
No, I'm not stuck. Listen, I'll tell you what
stuck.
I mean. I mean De Bruyne. The creativity is not really creative because
I think
what does that mean, bro?
No, bro.
Like the creativity is not creative.
To find a different way to unlock a team.
Yeah. So I think so. For example, Steven Gerrard is playing with Peter Crouch up front.
Yeah.
And it's not coming off. Steven Gerrard is getting frustrated with Balotelli or Crouch or Paul Lambert, whatever. Steven Gerrard will get the ball, boom, 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 bosh, do something himself. You know, he's saying Kevin De Bruyne hasn't done that enough or make something out of nothing. He needs like a Haaland with him or elite ballers with him all the time for his game to totally function and look at its elite levels. I don't think he's saying he's not even
of course not. He's one of the best.
He's world class. Yeah, he's world class. Yeah, he's world class. Like,
all right, this is a comment
He's just mentioning some names.
The creativity isn't creating. That's what I'm saying. It's not creating. You know, the creativity is not creativity.
I don't know what that means.
You know what that means? No one knows what it means. You know what it is.
Do you know what I think? I think what you're trying to say is basically you're saying that his creativity is not diverse enough. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, you guys, the chat. I love you guys. Look at the way they're explaining it. De Bruyne is a creative machine, but not a creative magician. For me, that's comment of the night. That is bang on. He's not a magician. He doesn't give you that. Oh, wow. He doesn't give you that. And a lot of midfielders, the top ones, they always give you those moments where you're
look, when no one is saying he's not, right? And Neil D'Souza makes the stupidest comment of the night. He says Stevie G slip up as well. Why putting someone down to make a point? Like, how is that? What does that even mean?
He got Stevie G down.
What does that even mean? But look, I'm gonna end this stream on this unless you got something else to say, people. On this, KDB for me is world class. I think Bilal is saying he's world class. I think Noor is saying he's world class. I think what Bilal is saying. I think Bilal is saying he can think of 2 or 3 number 10s that are better than him, in his opinion.
One more question. In general, like even right now, I don't even know what players to name. But in general, would you sit down? Could you imagine yourself sitting down a couple years after De Bruyne is retired and be like, I'm going to watch a De Bruyne compilation today and see the beautiful creativity that this man is giving me.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not sitting. I'm not sitting and watching him.
You are
I'm
sitting,
100
man.
crosses
Come on,
again.
You are.
I'm not
You
sitting
are.
there.
This
I'm
guy's
watching
crossing.
Guti. I'm watching the Riquelmes. I'm watching real ballers ball.
So
Yeah,
you're-
real brain. And De Bruyne, I'm not sitting there and watching his compilations, man. I'm gonna be real.
I think you've underestimated like the type of passing De Bruyne is capable of. You're underestimating it because it doesn't come from like a, I don't know, a creative back pass or maybe a creative flick or something like this. But for me, you know, those crosses are just as impressive.
Majestic.
Oh my days! You know the like recently in this season in the 6-3 against Man United when he gave the ball to Haaland, and I saw like the vision that he has to curl it around Varane and put it on his foot. That's crazy creativity, man. That's like, I wish, you know, those things where you think you can do it in your head and it can never come out in real life. A lot of players wish they could do that. And I'll ask this to Grizz. Grizz, De Bruyne comes into the Liverpool team in his prime.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cheating. Like, that's going to be honest.
Yeah,
like.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Look, put Kevin De Bruyne in this Liverpool team. My God, you know, Lord have mercy. That's what I'm saying, man. There is no. We'd have 3 Champions Leagues. We'd have 3 titles and 3 Champions Leagues. In this
Would you really? Would you really?
Yes.
Would you really?
Nah, man, I'm not letting you do this. I'm not letting you. We're gonna wrap it up. You know what I mean? You're doing damage to your reputation.
Do you want to do a little preview, quick minutes for tomorrow's game before we wrap up? Or
go on. Let's do one. Let's do all the fixtures and we can do them all together. Like, what's the main standout instead of one by one?
Let's do that.
Because I've had a heck of a long day, man. You people are. You know what I mean? The more you're chatting, the more people are unsubscribing as I speak. So you know what I mean?
Oh, sorry about that, bro.
No problem. No, I'm here, man. I'm here. I'm here.
All right, let me just.
Tomorrow's interesting.
It's looking good. I can't lie. I think it's looking good.
Yes, tomorrow. Yeah.
So what's the early game?
Switzerland, Cameroon.
Okay, even that's tasty.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of a physical battle there.
Tomorrow's games are cooking as well, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Portugal, Ghana.
World Cup is alive tomorrow. Day 5 could be mad as day 4. Day 4 was mad as day 3.
Mm-hmm.
Day 3 smashed up day 2. My God, this is getting mad. Oh, I don't even know where to start. I guess the standout is Brazil, Serbia, right?
Yeah,
everyone wants to see what Brazil are cooking.
It's all good though. Like even Uruguay, Korea. Like you never know if Korea can do something.
I agree.
It upsets the balance of a lot of things because I don't think a lot of us are expecting Korea to do much. But you never know. Last tournament they beat Germany. They showed us they had a little something. And Uruguay, I think we're all excited to see how they play in this World Cup to start with.
And Portugal, Ghana, we're looking Portugal, we're looking to see if Ghana can get amongst this slow aging Portuguese team, very much like the Belgium. Bro, it's coming alive.
How old is Pepe for Portugal?
Bro,
so he must be like 36 or something by now.
Nah, he was 30. Wasn't he 38 last, like in the Euros?
38. This guy is
man's old, man. Allow it. Another mad day at the World Cup. We've tried to give a recap to the best of our abilities. We hope we have done that. We hope we've done justice to the games. I know Bilal hasn't done justice to KDB's talents, but you can cook him in your own time when he's on the stream. Make sure you remind him of his
KDB fans. I'm waiting.
KDB, bro.
That's disgraceful.
Yeah, man. No, I mean, I look. I'm not gonna call it disgraceful. I'm gonna call it just a bit.
Grizz understands. Grizz understands.
No, it's a bit of an agenda, I'd say.
Do you know what's gonna happen, innit? Watch when Man City roll up to the Emirates and.
Oh yeah.
Listen, he could do his thing. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying. Talking about the greats, the real. As I said, je ne sais quoi.
He sits with them, man. He sits with them.
This has been World Cup Daily Khanage. As you can see, it's been Khanage once again on the pitch and off the pitch right here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share, tell your people. We out of here. See you same time, same place tomorrow. Peace.